Thank you, Rita. Hello and welcome to Look North. On the programme tonight, calls for action as a leading Yorkshire debt charity says there's a debt crisis with people borrowing money to buy food.
I just wasn't putting money away. I wasn't looking at the bills, the credit cards. Then the phone call started.
We'll find out how anyone with serious debts can get help. Also tonight, lending an ear, how rabbits are helping children gain confidence in reading out loud. We'll meet the Bradford-born father and son performing alongside each other at a music festival in Keighley this weekend. And by Eck, it's Yorkshire Day, so pin back your luggols and find out how the county's been celebrating.
And it's looking a bit mixed over the weekend with the drier day on Saturday. Then Storm Floris brings strong winds on Monday. I'll have more details for you towards the end of the programme.
Thank you for joining us. Our top story tonight. Many households from across our region are facing a personal debt crisis, with leading charities saying people are now borrowing money simply to buy food. New figures from Yorkshire charity Christians Against Poverty reveals that the average person asking them for help owes more than £11,500. The figures also show that many people are being chased for payments on 13 different debts. Half of the debts are for essential bills like council tax, rent, gas and electricity. These are called priority debts and have the most serious consequences if they're not paid. So with people fearing that knock on the door from the bailiffs, many are left turning to charities for help, including Beverly, whose story we'll hear tonight. She's been speaking to our reporter, Aisha Iqbal.
I just wasn't putting money away. I wasn't looking at the bills, the credit cards. Then the phone call started, people coming to the door, and it was just soul destroying.
When Beverly Callan moved to Huddersfield with her young son after a family breakdown, she hoped for a fresh start. Instead, spiralling debts and soaring bills pushed her to the brink.
All my finances, my credit cards, the landlord was giving me notice to leave. And I just didn't know where to start.
Beverly's story reflects a wider crisis highlighted by Christians Against Poverty, which helped her. More and more people are turning to charities as government-backed services like Citizens Advice struggle to keep up with demand.
Often we are the last resort. People have tried themselves, they've tried reaching out for help, but maybe not found anything. It's just fantastic to be able to help people, but obviously we can't help everybody.
Campaigners warn recently announced government measures like regulating bailiffs simply won't fix the personal debt crisis without more local investment in debt support.
Our latest figures show that 10.1 million people are over-indebted in the UK, and those measures, they're simply not going to scratch the surface. So we need to go much further. We need the government to engage seriously with things like duty of care, to engage seriously with banning the bailiffs, and to engage seriously with fair write-off mechanisms for people in debt.
Today, Beverly is training as a barista and rebuilding her life. Proof, she says, that with the right support, no one has to face debt alone.
I was very, very low. There were some dark nights. And the process itself was incredibly long for me, but it was worth it.
Aisha Iqbal, BBC Look North, Huddersfield.
And thank you to Beverly for sharing her story. Well, earlier I spoke to Helen Ganney, who's the relationship manager for the Christians Against Poverty charity. And I began by asking her for an overview of what's happening across our region.
So in Yorkshire, people are really being driven to make some really tough decisions. You know, do they feed the kids or do they keep the heating on for hot water? I mean, we're in summer now, but it's not going to be too long before we're thinking about the weather changing again, I'm sure. And, you know, people are going to have to make a decision. Do I keep the heating on? Do I keep the lights on? Do I put fresh food, healthy food on the table for my kids? A lot of our clients in Yorkshire are telling us that they have to make that choice. and particularly when it comes to what they feed their families. Because healthy food, you know, fresh fruit, fresh veg, fresh meat, it costs more than a lot of the more processed stuff. So they're having to make some really tough choices to what they do with their money. And a lot of our clients in Yorkshire and across the rest of the country are really struggling with what we call deficit budgets. And that's simply not having enough coming in to pay the basics, let alone service their debts.
I'm going to say this isn't about going without luxuries. This is the basics, isn't it? This is the roof over your head. This is the food on the table. What is driving this debt?
A lot of it is to do with the fact that costs have gone up and incomes just haven't kept pace with it. You know, costs are slowing down a little bit now, we're seeing, but incomes are rising a lot slower. So people haven't got enough to balance the budget. Over half of our clients, so every other client, is telling us that, you know, and we can see it when we do their budgets, they don't have enough to pay the basics and they need over £260 a month just to make ends meet. And that's an additional £260 on top of what they're already bringing in.
What advice could you give to somebody who was struggling?
I think if you're struggling, never be afraid to ask for help. Always, you know, you can go on our website, capuk.org, see if we've got a centre in your area, or if you go to moneyhelper.org, that gives a much wider range of advice and help that's out there. Never be afraid to ask for help. Make sure that the advice you get is free. Please never pay for it. And if you want to have a go at it yourself, because a lot of people tell us they don't pick up the phone. It can take people up to 3 years to pick up the phone and make that first call and be really brave and reach out for help. If you want to have a go, have a look at your budget. What have you got coming in? What needs to go out? And if what's going out means that you can't, you know, thrive in your circumstances and maybe not even cover the basics, then definitely reach out for help.
And you have seen people come through the other side, haven't you? There is a chance to turn it around.
Absolutely. Every day people go debt-free with help from, you know, Christians Against Poverty and the other range of free debt advice that there is around. And that is another option that we do offer. We offer money coaching in Yorkshire. All across Yorkshire, churches are offering money coaching sessions, which is a free budgeting course that you can do.
Helen, thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thank you.
Now for something a little bit different. A group of rabbits have been helping primary school children in South Yorkshire to improve their reading. It's thanks to an animal therapist based near Rotherham who takes rabbits into schools for some one-to-one story time. Teachers have said it boosts the confidence of students who may otherwise struggle with reading out loud in a classroom environment. Beth Parsons has more.
Nicola spends most of her days with Larry the pygmy goat, Ed Sheeran the hand-reared sheep, and Fairy Tale Bon Jovi, the miniature Shetland pony. Today, though, it's the rabbits who are getting to go out for the day for one of their Read to Rabbits sessions.
So I visit this particular school every week. We've been visiting there for about 9 months now, and the children, they're just a great bunch of children. They have their favourite rabbits. They've got really good bonds with them and really do enjoy the sessions.
According to the most recent figures, the government expects 74% of children leaving primary school to hit an expected standard of reading. However, in Yorkshire and the Humber, it's lower than that. Only 60% of children are hitting that target. So today, let's see if the rabbits can help.
Yeah. Which ones have you brought today?
So I've got humbug, toffee and pumpkin.
Can I have pumpkin?
Of course you can. There we go.
10-year-old Luke says Pumpkin the Rabbit's favourite book is Horrid Henry. So today is his lucky day.
I am paying attention, said Sour Susan.
What do you think Pumpkin thinks about your stories?
He thinks it's great. He likes people reading to him.
So a lot of our children find the mainstream classroom a bit of a challenge and can get overwhelmed. They might lack confidence, they might feel anxious. When they come to Nicola, all sort of that goes. They're able to sort of relax, practice their reading skills in a safe and calm environment, practice their fluency and generally develop their love of reading.
And ended up as a little pile of bones. Look at that, the big skull. Me and Humbug are best friends.
Are you? What do you think about that, Humbug? Yeah, she agrees.
When you walk into the room and you see all the people, like, there's some pressure that comes, but after you've done the book, you feel like happy that you've done it. You've got the pressure off. And this is how the story ends on a...
The teachers here at Magna Lane in Rotherham describe the rabbits as a captive and non-judgmental audience. And if rabbits are the answer to boosting the confidence and reading skills of these children, perhaps they could do it for more. And wouldn't that be a lovely tale to tell?
The end.
Beth Parsons, BBC Look North, Rotherham.
Some more news from around the region now, and a 21-year-old man from Bradford's been jailed after he admitted possessing terrorist documents. Andrei Sidelka pleaded guilty to 8 counts of possessing information likely to be useful to a person committing or preparing an act of terrorism. He was 18 when the crimes were committed. Police arrested him on an unrelated incident and found a large quantity of racist, homophobic, anti-Semitic and neo-Nazi material on his phone. He was jailed for 2 years and will spend another year on licence. Train services in parts of Yorkshire will face major disruption this weekend. Services through Huddersfield are being diverted or replaced by buses. It's because of the latest stage of the multi-billion-pound Transpennine route upgrade to electrify routes, as well as the installation of a new bridge in Mirfield. GP practices across Bradford and Craven District are experiencing major problems with their IT systems. Appointments, patient records and prescription services are all affected. Some planned clinics have been rescheduled, but GP surgeries are still open and doing their best to look after patients. Tech experts have been called in to try to fix the issues and hope to have systems up and running again by Monday. However, the District Council and Care Partnership is warning there will be some disruption. The cost of outdoor street seating for pubs and cafes in North Yorkshire is set to more than triple. From today, the price of a new pavement licence will increase to almost £400 and to just over £300 for renewal. North Yorkshire Council say the new charges ensure they can cover the cost of issuing the licences. Businesses previously paid anything from £0 to £100. A new scheme offering free bus travel for under 18s in Barnsley starts today. The My Card gives anyone aged 5 to 18 free travel anywhere within South Yorkshire, as long as the journey starts or finishes in Barnsley. The council says it's to allow easier access to activities and learning opportunities and will ease financial pressures on families. Now on to sport, and the football season starts again this weekend with League 1 and 2 teams in action, which means it's a huge moment in particular for Doncaster and Bradford fans who were promoted to League 1 last season. Our sports reporter Sally Hurst is in Bradford for us this evening. Sally, it's all yours.
Let's read out some of your reaction coming in.
Yeah, what a season it was, wasn't it? If you're a Bradford or a Doncaster fan, both promoted to League 1. Now, last week we were in Doncaster for the civic reception to celebrate their promotion. Tonight we're at the Record Cafe in Bradford, a popular watering hole with Bantams fans. Over here we have Radio Leeds currently on air. They have live match commentary, of course, of every game. Now, they finished third, didn't they, Bradford, last season? It was an incredibly nail-biting finish to the season as well, with that stoppage time goal. And you really saw the strength of the support in this city for the team at that moment, not just on the pitch afterwards, but a few days later in Centenary Square for that parade where thousands upon thousands of people, it was an incredible party atmosphere in the city that day. The first game tomorrow is against Wycombe Wanderers, and their manager Graham Alexander is feeling cautiously optimistic.
We've got good potential here as a team, but consistency is something I've been speaking about since day one. You know, 1 game, 2 games, not enough to really see where we are. But you know, Saturday's game will be a test without a shadow of a doubt. Strong team, strong club at this level, and but we are all looking forward to it without a shadow of a doubt. I can feel that buzz within the squad.
And here's a little tease.
Well, we can chat now to Keith Wildman, who's the owner of the Record Cafe here. How long have you been a Bantams fan?
Most of my life, to be honest. Home and away for many years. So I mean, in my kind of lifetime, we've been through everything. It's one of the great things of being a Bradford City fan. We've been the 4th division, which is the Premier League, back down again. So pretty much been to just about every ground you could want to go to.
Where does last season rate?
It's definitely up there, I think, because of the... it's just been so long in the bottom division that you just feel you've just got to get out of there. And it just seemed whatever we did, we've had experienced managers, we've had young managers, we've had every type of manager, every type of player, and it's just never worked. So for somebody to come in, like Phil Parkinson did, and I think Graham Alexander is very much he's his own man, but he's in that kind of mould of Phil Parkinson. And if he can recreate what he's done, then...
And your expectations for this season?
To be honest, we've been in this division before. We can scale up the divisions, so I don't think we'll struggle. I think we'll comfortably do ourselves justice in League One.
Keith, thank you very much for hosting us here today and have just a very quick chat over here. Jamie Rayner, you've got a new podcast, haven't you, with a certain someone that Look North viewers might recognise?
He's hard work, isn't he, Paul Hudson? Goodness me, I'm learning that quite quickly. Yes, we've got a new Bradford City podcast. Every Monday that will be going live, Sally. As the new season starts, we're hoping to reflect on how things go on the pitch. Hopefully Bradford City can replicate what they did last season, and hopefully Paul Hudson can keep his opinions somewhat to himself.
Yeah, good luck with that. I'll let you get back to your show. Thank you so much. We'll just have a very quick look at the fixtures list for the weekend, because of course it isn't just Bradford in action. We actually have 5 teams now in League One in our region, and of course League Two as well. So if you are a football fan, which who isn't, it is just one sleep to go until the season starts again. The highs, the lows, the peaks, the troughs, the agony of being a football fan. Amanda, are you ready to do it all again?
Always born ready. Thank you very much, Sally. But if football isn't your thing, how about some music? Because this weekend, the sounds of summer are coming to Bradford with a festival supported by well-known South Asian music platform Dialed In. The 2-day event will feature artists from near and far, but 2 in particular are father and son duo Inda Goldfinger and Silverfinger. Our reporter Arzu Dottu went to meet them ahead of their big performance in Keighley.
So Raj, yeah, this is Thornton Road, right?
Love it.
We got a chance to record in this place here.
Yeah.
It was called the Engine Rooms. I've never really looked at the fact that I'm Asian, because I am. And without my culture, I don't think there would be me. Had I not had my training in tabla, I couldn't be able to do half the things that I've done. A lot of Western music, 4 beats. We come from traditions where we have stuff in 32 beats and 64 beats. You've got there's 4 beats there. Well, we goes and that's 32 beats that I've just recited within 4 here.
I was in like year 6 when my dad signed with Ian Brown to tour with him, you know, international superstar. So naturally then I'm going to watch my dad and Ian in rehearsals and live, and I'm like, I want to do that. I want to be the front man.
There was a second floor up there.
Right.
That was the entrance, but it's now actually a massage parlour. So I don't think we're going to be going that way. My first journey into Glastonbury, I did 2 sets. Okay, I didn't even know what this was about. I got this phone call, and it was the management, and it's pretty cool. You play tablas and that? Well, yeah, I can play tabla. He said, have you heard of Ian Brown? Have I heard of Ian Brown? From the Stone Roses? He says, yeah. And the next thing you know, I'm in the band and, you know, we're doing Top of the Pops.
You know, there weren't many, you know, let alone brown people, but turbaned brown people on the big stages doing it and kicking ass, essentially, and breaking these doors down. So I was influenced by all of that. You know, Dialed In, like, what an amazing platform, you know, championing, you know, South Asian artists, you know, and I just can't wait. And I feel really honoured to be on this bill, but ultimately this is about celebrating the legacy, yeah, of Mr. Inda Goldfinger. So we're going to be bringing you, you know, the original songs as well as the Silverfinger set, and yeah, we're just going to bring you the vibes and, you know, show you what Yorkshire's all about.
Speaking of Yorkshire, you may not know it today, but it's Yorkshire Day, and across our region people have been celebrating in true White Rose style. From flat caps to brass bands and a race across the Yorkshire Challenge on our BBC local radio stations. Well, let's join Tom Ingle, who's in Kirby Moorside, to bring us up to speed. You're right there, Tom.
I am indeed, Amanda. OK, situation rep. The setting here is glorious. We're in the beer courtyard of the White Swan pub in Kirby Moorside. Secondly, the crowd are wonderful. They've drunk quite a lot already. And thirdly, the weather. Well, it's the 1st of August in Yorkshire, so 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Now listen, I always thought Yorkshire Day was something invented by corporate types in card greeting factories or desperate Look North producers who need some content on the 1st of August. Turns out you really like it. And in a minute we're going to meet Toby and Chelsea from the regional radio afternoon programmes talking about their tour of Yorkshire. But first of all, here's how you've been celebrating Yorkshire Day.
This Yorkshire Day 2025. God save the King!
Unbelievable, yeah, really proud moment today, celebrating Yorkshire Day with Bantam of the Opera at the brand new Bradford Live. It is unbelievable. I can't believe we're so privileged to be a part of it. It's amazing.
It's absolutely fantastic. Yorkshire Day is a really special day to us Yorkshire folk, and the fact that we're here singing at the first proper concert at Bradford Live, I believe since 1968.
Well, it's all gravy, isn't it? I mean, literally, it's all gravy. Oh, it's lovely. I mean, what better way to celebrate Yorkshire Day than bathing in 2,000 litres of the holy grail of Yorkshire condiments. Yorkshire Day 2025. I think I'm so proud to be from Yorkshire. I think most people that are either from here or people that move here, there's such a strong sense of identity that comes with being from Yorkshire. So let's keep that going, represent. And as Yorkshire Man says, instead of up and away, up and away. Happy Yorkshire Day.
I'm here now with Toby and Chelsea from the Yorkshire Radio Show. You've been doing this challenge all week, haven't you? Tell me about it.
Yeah, so we started off in Bradford, the city of culture, obviously, and every day we've had a different task to do in order to find out where we're going to be stopping the following day. So 5 days, 5 missions, 5 locations, and we've arrived here, which is wonderful.
And Toby, I'm really distressed to hear you've had to travel on the bus a lot, which must have been fraught with so many difficulties for you.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I only go on public transport in London, like lots of people do, where nobody talks to each other. But up here, I've loved being on the buses. Everybody talks to everybody. The bus drivers know everybody. The bloke in Leeds who goes to Round Hay Park wears odd socks on the bus. We know this to be true. We've had a great time.
And this has all been about celebrating the Broad Acres, hasn't it? The unusual stories.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we've found that while we've been doing it. We've found so many unique people with different stories, people who have moved to Yorkshire and stayed here, started a family here. It's the 50th annual Yorkshire Day, and I think we've done it the right way, ended it here.
You've done some challenges along the way. What have you been up to?
I had a spider on my face.
A spider on your face?
Yeah, by choice, in my ear. And Chelsea had to feed a tortoise. I mean, come on.
I did more than that, can I just say. Out of the 10 challenges, he did 2.
You did some high wire work, didn't you?
High wire work. I also was on the gyrosaur at a theme park. It was terrible.
So actually, we've got a huge amount of stuff here, haven't we?
It's been fantastic, and I think that's what's come across this week. Is, as Chelsea said, the actual, the kind of the breadth of what's available in Yorkshire, but also the commonality, the fact that it's full of people just want to get on and have fun.
Absolutely. Toby, Chelsea, thank you very much indeed. You deserve a celebration of something, maybe in a glass, a pint size after your exertions. 2, indeed, lemonade, of course. Now, it is the Kirby Moorside Music Festival this weekend, so at the risk of everyone's career coming to a grinding halt, we're going to sing you out with the unofficial Yorkshire anthem, Ilkley Mor Bar Tat. So, 1, 2, 3, and where has been since I saw thee on Ilkley Mor Bar Tat? Where has the I saw thee. I told you it would be disastrous if we tried this.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Tom. I mean, it kills me, but we're going to have to just leave it there. Thank you. I'm from Stockport. Katerina, you're from London.
Yes.
So it's a good job they're flying the Yorkshire flag out there for us. I still need to learn those words to
yes.
Ilkley Moor Bar Tats.
Well, it's a pleasure to bring you the weather on Yorkshire Day.
Yeah.
I'll just show you some pictures, Amanda, that have come in today. It's been really grey. We've had quite a bit of cloud around. This was sent in first thing this morning, so really grey start in Scarborough along the coast. The second photo, I'll just show you those sunny breaks really trying to break through. You can see a few here and there, but I think really that clouds dominated through much of the day. But the good news is that tomorrow is going to be a much brighter one and there'll be more sunny spells around. So thank you as always for sending in your pictures. If you'd like your picture on the telly, you can send it in to us via social media, or you can head straight to the Weather Watchers website. So yes, a brighter day tomorrow. There is going to be a bit more cloud around Sunday morning with outbreaks of rain, but drier and brighter later. And then on Monday, Storm Floris will bring unseasonably strong winds. We do have a warning in force for those strong winds, mostly across northern and western parts of Yorkshire. We could get gusts of around 40 to 50 miles per hour, but even out of that warning zone further south, it's going to be a windy day. And remember, those trees are in full leaf at this time of the year too. So a ridge of high pressure continues to extend eastwards. This weather front just behind, bringing that patchy rain on Sunday morning. And then it's this deep area of low pressure that's going to work its way in from the west, swooping across northern parts of the UK. So yes, it's going to be a windy one into next week. So as of tonight, apart from a few isolated showers, I think one or two just clipping the coast there, elsewhere lots of dry weather around, and temperatures will fall away to around 11 degrees. So your next high waters, we have Scarborough at 10:32 tomorrow morning, and then Filey at 10:59. So tomorrow overall it is going to be a brighter day, apart from a few isolated showers. I think for many of us it is going to be mostly dry, and temperatures around 22 degrees. It could be a really lovely end to Saturday as that sunshine spreads in from the west towards the end of the afternoon. So Sunday, a cloudy start with outbreaks of rain at first, drier and brighter later, and yes, Storm Floris will bring unseasonably strong winds on Monday.
Oh, this weekend not looking too bad. Thank you very much, Katerina. Yorkshire puddings for tea?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes,
and happy Yorkshire Day again.
And right back at you. That's it from us. Do have a lovely weekend. We'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.